Hello friends, it is I, Sir Anthony, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do what I like to call unboxing at a beer. So we got Dayglow IPA today, and wait, where did I? Hold on. Wait, that's not it. That's not it either. Hold on. I think that's it. There it goes. Okay, so today we have the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Secret Slayers box. So yeah, I'm just gonna hang out, have a beer, and unbox this with you guys. Okay, so I don't know a whole lot about this set. I do know that it came out yesterday, so we got pretty lucky that we got this. The card shop that we pick stuff up from happened to have two of these, and my friend and I got them, so we kind of lucked out there. These just came out yesterday. I know they offer support for the three archetypes shown, which are zombie, plant, and rock. So yeah, I'm not even sure, like, because I know these kind of things don't just have the archetypes or whatever, so I might have some nice little support cards to go along with them. We'll see though. Ooh, look at that, Galaxy Cyclone. I actually need one of these for my Blue Eyes deck. I know some of you guys are gonna be like, fucking Blue Eyes. Whatever, I love Blue Eyes. So, what's this first card? Talea, Princess of the Cherry Blossoms. Gains 100 attack for each plant monster you control. Other plant monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's really nice. I really like the artwork. The foil looks really cool too. So, Emancipator Crystal Leonite. So this is the rock, the new rock archetype. If this card is special summoned by the effect of an Emancipator card, you can place one Emancipator card from your hand or graveyard on the top of the deck. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one fire synchro monster you control or in your graveyard, return it to the extra deck, and if you do, place this card on the top of the deck. You can only use each effect of Emancipator Crystal Leonite once per turn. The foils on these are really nice. I'm really enjoying these. Fire, rock, water, plant. Koaki Meru Sandman. I don't even know if I said that right. These aren't new. I've seen, well, I don't know if this card specifically is new, but I know the Koaki Meru archetype has existed before. I don't know too much about them though. So this card, during each of your end phases, destroy this card unless you send one Iron Core of Koaki Meru from your hand to the graveyard, or reveal one rock monster from your hand. When your opponent activates a trap card, quick effect, you contribute this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. That's pretty cool. So these, what is it, Emancipator, they might combo with Koakis, maybe. We'll read more of the cards before we can make some kind of decision like that. Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. Special summon one zombie monster from your deck or graveyard, but if your opponent controls no Eldritch monsters, you can only special summon Eldritch monsters with this effect. For the rest of your turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except zombie monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, set one golden land, spell, or trap directly from your deck. You can only use one Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine effect per turn, and only once that turn. That's kind of cool. It's like zombies in some kind of a palace, it looks like. I think that one's like a mummy. And then this crystal is, I don't know, using some sort of power on them. I don't know, it's really cool art though. I really like these, the artwork of these cards. So we got another Koakimeru monster. Same one we got before. Looks like the same foil too, I think. Yeah. Block Dragon. It's like a little Lego. That's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it, but it has little blocks. That's really cool. I love this card. It's a rock. Its effect is cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 earth monsters from your hand and or graveyard. Rock monsters you control cannot be destroyed, except by battle. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add up to 3 rock monsters from your deck to your hand, whose total levels equal 8. You can only use the effect of Block Dragon once per turn. I really like the art for this. This is really cool. Il Blood. This is not a new card. I've seen this before. Zombie. It's a Gemini. Didn't know that. Let's see what it does. This card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. So that's like the normal Gemini stipulation or whatever. Or drawback. I don't know what you want to call it. While this card is a normal monster on the field, you can normal summon it to have it become an effect monster with this effect. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 zombie monster from your hand or from either graveyard. But if this card leaves the field, destroy all zombie monsters special summoned by this effect. So that's pretty good. If you can probably special summon this monster so that you can normal summon it that turn, and then have Zombie World out and use its effect to bring out one of your opponent's monsters, since they'll be considered a zombie if they had a really strong boss monster. Or you could just use it to bring out any of your monsters to continue, whatever plays you might be doing with your zombie deck. Like you can bring out material for Vampire Sucker or something like that. Talea, Princess of the Cherry Blossoms. We've seen her already. So this is an Xyz monster. Teardrop of the Rika Queen. So I think that's what the plant archetype is, the Rika cards. So it's a plant. You can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 monster on the field. Tribute it. This is a quick effect. If this card has a plant monster as material, you can use this effect of Teardrop the Rika Queen once per turn. Each time a monster is tributed, this card gains 200 attack for each until the end of this turn. So I really like the art on this. It's really pretty. It has like a little flower in the corner right there. She looks like she's like at a wedding or going to a wedding or something like that. She's holding flowers. Very, very pretty. I really like this artwork. Alright, let's see what's next. Marina, Princess of the Sunflowers. My girlfriend would probably like this card. She really likes sunflowers. This is some neat art. If exactly 1 other plant monster you control and no other cards is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 card your opponent controls. Destroy that target. This card must be face up on the field to activate or resolve this effect. And to resolve this effect, I can't read. Rika Petal. Oh, yeah, she's like a little tiny, I don't know, nymph, fairy creature. Really adorable. During your main phase, you can take 1 Rika monster from your deck, except Rika Petal, and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn, except plant monsters. During your opponent's end phase, while this card is in your graveyard, if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are plant monsters, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect of Rika Petal once per turn. Yeah, these Rika cards have great artwork. I really, really appreciate the artwork. Koakimeru Wall. I've seen this card before. This is the card I've for sure seen for this archetype. During each of your end phases, destroy this card unless you send 1 Iron Core of Koakimeru from your hand to the graveyard, or reveal 1 rock monster in your hand. When your opponent activates a spell card, quick effect, you contribute this card. Negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. I've never seen this card holographic though, so this is really cool with the foil. Another Block Dragon. This dude's awesome. Elixir of White Destiny. It's a quick play spell card. Special summon one zombie monster from your hand or graveyard. But if you control no Eldritch monsters, you can only special summon Eldritch monsters with this effect. For the rest of this turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except zombie monsters. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, set one golden land spell or trap directly from your deck. You can only use one Elixir of White Destiny effect per turn and only once that turn. So these Elixir cards are really good support for zombies, I think, but I feel like ultimately you have to utilize a lot of the cards, of the spell and trap cards to get the full effect. Instead of just, putting the main boss monster guy in your deck. Admancipator Resonance. It's a counter trap card. When a monster effect is activated while you control an Admancipator Synchro monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. That's a pretty straightforward basic one. That's a good card. Quacky Mary Roll. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher this name. Kanzashi the Rika Queen. Again, really great artwork with the incorporation of the flowers in the background. She has like a really nice dress type thing that she's wearing. Really cool. So she's a Xyz monster. She requires 2 level 6 monsters. If a monster is tributed, or monsters is tributed during the damage step, you can detach 1 material from this card. Then target 1 monster in either graveyard, special summon it, but negate its effects. Also, it becomes a plant monster. If a plant monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by card effect, you contribute 1 plant monster from your hand or field instead. You can only use each effect of Kanzashi the Rika Queen once per turn. That's these names are gonna get me one of these times, but yeah. Again, great artwork. Lone Fire Blossom. It has like fireworks going off in the background. I'm not sure what's going on in there. It's kind of cool though. Once per turn, you contribute 1 face-up plant monster, special summon 1 plant monster from your deck. That's not bad. Admancipator Analyzer. So this guy is like some kind of study scholar type person. I'm not sure. Let's see what he does. He's a tuner, level 4, rock type, of course. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special summon 1 excavated level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster. Also place the rest of on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only use each effect of Admancipator Analyzer once per turn. So that's pretty good. You can just get out some material so that you can just instantly synchro for a level 8 synchro monster. I like that. Okay. I also got the Dual Overload. I'm going to make a video on opening that as well. I just want to make this first because this is newer. DD Borderline. I don't know if this card is new because there's a lot of like different dimension cards. That's what DD stands for. While there are no spells in your graveyard, neither player can conduct their battle phase. That's annoying. That's super annoying. I hate that. No spells in your grave. Okay. Admancipator Risen, wrapped tight. So it's like a little girl riding a green eagle thing. Pretty cool. It's a rock synchro. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. And if you do, you can special summon 1 excavated rock monster in defense position. Also place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. During your opponent's turn, if a wind monster in your graveyard, quick effect, is in your graveyard, quick effect, You can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. You can only use each effect of Adamancipator, Risen, Raptite once per turn. They just like having the same letters in a row so your mouth gets confused. That's okay though. And these names, Churumbimi, Chirubimi, Princess of the Autumn Leaves. Don't make fun of me. I like that their clothing really reflects like the not only the plants that they reflect, like their archetype goes with, but like there's like little leaves in the background. You can't really see it on the camera, but there's like little leaves in the background to reflect autumn. It's really cool. Your opponent cannot target face-up plant monsters for attacks except this one. If this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card, you can special summon one plant monster from your deck except for Chirumbi, Princess of the Autumn Leaves. Chirubimi. It's so hard. Or is it Chirubime because it has the little accent at the top? I don't know. Could be either one. Already seen the Lone Fire Blossom. Adamancipator Researcher. Oh, that looks like the girl that's writing this. I think that's the same person. That's pretty cool. So she's a tuner. Okay, that makes sense. So I wonder if there's a level 4 monster that is this green bird. Yeah, so if you control a rock monster except Adamancipator Researcher, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special summon one excavated level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster. Also, for the rest, place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only use each effect of Adamancipator Researcher once per turn. So it seems like the Adamancipator cards do that excavation thing in order to do something else, either special summon something or do something to your opponent, which is kind of a cool gimmick, because it's not like actually getting rid of the cards that you have. They're going right back into your deck, so it's pretty cool. Unizombie. So this is a common card used in a lot of zombie decks. What? He's like, I think they're drunk and singing. I'm not sure what's happening in this picture, but there's like music notes around them, and he looks like he's sweating and holding this guy up. They look drunk to me. I don't know, but that might just be me. So, zombie tuner effect. You can target one face-up monster on the field. Discard one card, and if you do, increase that target's level by 1. You can target one face-up monster on the field. Monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn except zombie monsters. Also, send one zombie monster from your deck to your graveyard, and if you do, increase the target's level by 1. You can only use each effect of Unizombie once per turn. So, Adamancipator Crystal. Quackimaru Guardian. That's kind of cool looking. I really like that the symbols that are on him light up. During each of your end phases, destroy this card unless you send one Iron Core of Quackimaru from your hand to the graveyard, or reveal one rock monster in your hand. When a monster effect is activated, quick effect, you contribute this card. Negate the activation. If you do, destroy that monster. That's pretty good too. Doki Doki. What the hell? What is that? It's like a angry statue with a horn. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. You can discard one rock monster, special summon from your deck one rock monster that has the same original attribute and level as that monster, in face-up attack position or face-up defense position. You can only use this effect of Doki Doki once per turn. Rika Flurries. So this is the, I think, Rika Princess synchro monster that we saw earlier, the one that was like in the wedding or whatever. If a Rika monster you control is tributed except during the damage step, you can make your opponent tribute one monster they control, their choice. And you can only use this effect of Rika flurries once per turn. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, if you control a face-up non-plant monster, destroy this card. Huh. So this like gets past monsters that are like unaffected by card effects, I'm pretty sure, because it affects the player, not the monster, and they're choosing to tribute their monster, not you doing anything to that monster. Cursed Eldland. You cannot declare attacks except with zombie monsters. You can only use each effect of Cursed Eldland once per turn. You can pay 800 life points and one Eldritch monster or one golden land spell trap card from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent from the spell or trap zone to the graveyard, you can send one Eldritch monster or one golden land spell and trap card from your deck to the graveyard. Pretty cool art. Another Quackenmary Guardian. Hellbore, the Rika Fairy. She's like really bored or something, I'm not sure. She doesn't look very happy. When your opponent activates a monster effect that targets a monster or monsters that you control, while you control a Rika monster, quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand or face up on the field. Negate that effect. If this card is in your graveyard, you can tribute one plant monster. Special summon this card in defense position, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Hellbore, the Rika Fairy, once per turn. That's pretty cool. This deck has great art. Quackenmary Wall. Huaqueru of the Golden Land. I don't know if I said that right at all. Probably did not. But it's like 3 zombie pirates, I think. But yeah, let's see. Special summon this card as a normal monster, zombie, light, level 5, attack 1800, defense 1500. This card is also still a trap. Then, if you control Eldritch the Golden Lord, you can banish one card from either graveyard. During the end phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, send one Eldritch spell or trap directly from your deck. Oh, set one Eldritch spell or trap directly from your deck. You can only use one Huaqueru of the Golden Land effect per turn and only once that turn. Okay, let's see what else we got. Pyramid of Wonders. All zombie monsters you control gain 200 attack for each monster your opponent controls. If exactly one zombie monster you control and no other cards would be destroyed, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. This is not a new card. I'm pretty sure I've seen this in Duel Links before. But it's pretty cool. Kanzashi, the Rika Queen, we've already seen her. Polynosis. It's a counter trap. I think this is showing him sneezing? I'm not sure. When a monster or monsters would be normal or special summon, or a spell or trap card is activated, tribute one plant monster, negate the special summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. That's pretty cool. I like that. Rose Lover. I wish it was more generic though, so I can use it. I don't know, I might mess around with the Rika deck because it's kind of cool. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon one plant monster from your hand, and if you do, it is unaffected by your opponent's trap effects this turn. You can only use this effect of Rose Lover once per turn. Her hair is like flowing in the wind. There's a bunch of roses flying behind her. Pretty cool. So you could like I would think use like Foolish Burial or 1-for-1, I think. Get this in the graveyard and then use its effect. Special summon and then try to continue whatever play you're doing. Ricochet. So it's another like ice based card. I don't know if we've seen these two yet though. This is just a normal trap card. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Also, you contribute one plant monster. Players cannot activate that face-up monster's effect on the field this turn. Then, if you tributed a monster when you activated this card, take control of that monster until the end phase, and if you do, it becomes a plant monster until the end phase. You can only activate one Ricochet per turn. Interesting. Solemn Judgment. Classic. That's really awesome. I'm more in the market for Solemn Strike though, so hopefully that's in here. I don't know. Probably not. When a monster or monsters would be summoned or a spell or trap card is activated, pay half your life points. Negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Definitely an oldie but goodie. Emancipator Risen, Reptite. Snowdrop the Ricka Fairy. I think this is one of the ones that were in that trap card we just saw a couple cards ago. I like the colors on it, it's really nice. You contribute one plant monster, special summon both this card and one other plant monster from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except plant monsters. You can target one plant monster you control. All plant monsters you can currently control become that monster's level or become that level until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Snowdrop the Ricka Fairy once per turn. I'll get better at reading, I promise. Il Blood. Emancipator Relief. That's cool. It's like a lion fucking somebody up. Tribute any number of Emancipator monsters, then target the cards on the field equal to that number plus 1. Destroy them. That's pretty cool. That's a good effect. Especially, I can't remember, but I assume some of them have graveyard effects. So if you can pop off a couple that have graveyard effects, then you can make some pretty cool plays. Miracle Fertilizer. Once per turn, you can target one plant monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. You cannot normal summon or set during the turn that you special summon with this effect, even if this card leaves the field. If a monster special summon by this effect leaves the field, destroy this card. Emancipator Laptutite. Are these like different? Are these real rocks or something? All rock monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Once per turn during your main phase, you can take up to 5 Emancipator cards from your deck and place them on top of your deck in any order. Wow. It's a field spell card. I like that. Rock Bombardment, that's an old card. I don't think I've ever seen it with foil though, it's cool. Send one rock monster from your deck to the graveyard and inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Upstart Goblin. Draw one card. Then your opponent gains 1,000 life points. Emancipator Analyzer. Emancipator Crystal, Reptite. Okay, so inside the crystal is that little eagle that the girl was riding on. If this card is special summoned by the effect of an Emancipator card, you can place one rock monster from your hand or graveyard on top of the deck. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one Wind Synchro monster you control or in your graveyard, return it to the extra deck. And if you do, place this card at the top of the deck. You You can only use each effect of Admancipator Crystal Reptite once per turn. Another block dragon. Rika Tranquility. Great art again, love it. Probably some of my favorite art in Yu-Gi-Oh cards. When you activate this card, you contribute one plant monster, special summon one Rika monster from your graveyard in defense position. Then, if you tributed a monster when you activated this card, special summon one plant monster from your graveyard in defense position. You can only activate one Rika Tranquility per turn. Nine-Tailed Fox. This is a zombie card that's been around, I'm not sure for how long, but I've seen it in Duel Links a few times. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can tribute two monsters, special summon this card. You can only activate the effect of Nine-Tailed Fox once per turn. If this card that was special summoned from your graveyard attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. If this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon two Fox tokens. Zombie, fire type, level 2, attack 500, defense 500. So you can, like, if it gets destroyed by a card effect on your turn, you can summon those tokens and then go into, like, Vampire Sucker or some other Link type or Link monster. Admancipator Crystal Reptite, Solemn Judgment, Admancipator Crystal Leonite, Kwakimeru Overload. That looks really fucking cool. That thing looks badass. During each of your end phases, destroy this card unless you send an Iron Core of Kwakimeru from your hand to the graveyard or reveal one rock monster in your hand. When your opponent would summon a monster or monsters, quick effect, you contribute this card. Negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster or monsters. Primula the Rika Fairy. I think this was the other girl that was on that other card artwork. If a monster you control is tributed, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. You can target up to 2 plant monsters you control. Increase their levels by 2 until the end phase of this turn. You can only use each effect of Primula the Rika Fairy once per turn. Cyclamen the Rika Fairy. Again, really great backgrounds. You contribute this card from your hand or face-up field, then target up to 2 plant monsters you control, reduce their levels by 2 until the end of this turn. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was tributed and sent there this turn, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Cyclamen the Rika Fairy once per turn. Another Galaxy Cyclone, perfect. Rock Bombardment. Erica the Rika Fairy. She has like a parasol. I think that's what that's called, the little umbrella thing. When an attack is declared involving another plant monster you control, you contribute this card from your hand or face-up field. That monster you control gains 1,000 attack and defense during the end of this turn. If a plant monster or monsters you control is tributed while you control this face-up, or while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card in defense position but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only activate each effect of Erica the Rika Fairy once per turn. Admancipator Seeker. If you control an Admancipator monster except Admancipator Seeker, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special summon one excavated level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster. Also place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only use each effect of Admancipator Seeker once per turn. Another Cyclamen. Another Nine-Tailed Fox. Another Unizombie. Another Doki Doki. Another Ricka Flurries. Yeah, I really like, it's a lot of cards. Their artwork is like confusing, there's too much going on. I really like that these Ricka cards have just like, I don't know, simple artwork that just shows you the character and has like complementary colors. Trap Trick. Banish one normal trap from your deck except Trap Trick and set one card with the same name directly from your deck. Also, it can be activated this turn. You can only activate one trap card for the rest of this turn after this card resolves. You can only activate one Trap Trick per turn. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher this. Titanial Princess of Camellias. Wow, that was horrible. Cool art though. When a card or effect is activated that targets a card or cards on the field, quick effect, you contribute one face-up plant monster. Negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Another Pyramid of Wonders. Mudan, the Ricka Fairy. Mudan, I think. You contribute one plant monster. Special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal summon, you can or special summon by the effect of a plant monster. You could add one Ricka spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Mudan, the Ricka Fairy once per turn. Mudan or Mudan? I don't know. I think it's Mudan, but I just suck at pronouncing stuff. Kwakumeru Overload. Bume. Emancipator Crystal Raptite. Another Unizombie. Mudan the Ricka Fairy. Getting to the bottom and we still haven't seen our Eldritch dude. DD Borderline. Raptite. Chirarimbe. I don't know how to say the name. I'm so sorry. Lone Fire Blossom. Emancipator Relief. Emancipator Crystal, Dragite. If this card is special summoned by the effect of an Emancipator card, you can draw one card. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one water synchro monster you control, or in your graveyard, return it to your extra deck, and if you do, place this card on the top of the deck. You can only use each effect of Emancipator Crystal, Dragite once per turn. Another Rose Lover, another Upstop Goblin, Hellbore. She's hella bored. El Dorado Aldentan. Oh man. El Dorado Adel Atando. I don't know, I fucked it up. If you control an Eldritch monster, activate one of these effects. Shuffle 3 of your banished Elixir spell or trap cards with different names into your deck. And if you do, destroy all cards on the field. Holy shit. Shuffle 3 of your banished Golden Land spell or trap cards with different names into your deck, and if you do, have your opponent's life points. Then gain life points equal to their life points. You can only activate one El Dorado Aldentando per turn. What the fuck? Wow, that is very powerful. Emancipator Resonance, the counter trap card. Marina, Polynosis, Ricka Tranquility, Emancipator Seeker. Surprised we haven't seen the Golden Boy yet. Miracle Fertilizer, Doki Doki, Trap Trick, Lone Fire Blossom, Add Emancipator Risen Dragite. This has a wall of text. Let's see. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. And if you do, you can return cards your opponent controls to the hand up to the number of excavated rock monsters. Also, place the excavated cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect while a water monster is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can negate the activation if you do destroy it. You can only use each effect of Emancipator Risen Dragite once per turn. See, this is what I mean. There's just like the colors are way too similar on the background and the foreground, and there's just so much going on there. We're getting to the bottom of the box. Solemn Judgment, Erica, Quackamary Guardian, Titantinol. That sounds like a medicine. Rika Glamour. I don't think we've seen this one yet. When you activate this card, you can also tribute 1 plant monster. When you activate this card, you can also tribute 1 plant monster. Add 1 Rika monster from your deck to your hand. Then, if you tributed a monster when you activated this card, add 1 plant monster with the same original level as that Rika monster, but a different name from your deck to your hand. You can only activate Rika Glamour once per turn. Pyramid of Wonders, Kanzashi, Polynosis, Rose Lover, El Dorado Aldintando. I think I said it right that time, maybe. Hopefully. Solemn Judgment. I got like 3 or 4 of those now. DD Borderline, Emancipator Crystal, Dragite, Galaxy Cyclone, Guardian of the Golden Land. It's like a fucking saber-toothed wolf thing. Thing's badass. Special summon this card as a normal monster. Zombie, light, level 8, 800 attack, 250 defense. This card is also still a trap. Then if you control Eldritch the Golden Lord, you can make the attack of 1 face-up monster on the field become 0. During the end phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Elixir spell or trap card directly from your deck, set 1 directly from your deck. You can only use 1 Guardian of the Golden Land effect per turn and only once that turn. That's a cool card. I love that art. It's empty. This is the last one. Polynosis, Emancipator Resonance, DD Borderline, Nine-Tailed Fox, and Ricochet. So we didn't get one, but I had a lot of fun doing that, and I might do I'm probably going to record the Dual Overload video later today, so look out for that as well. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and watching me open all these cards. Yeah, so like and subscribe if you'd like to see some more. Have a good one. Until next time.